at the designated areas. Meanwhile, some key public officials such as the Speaker of Parliament and members of Parliament, the Chief Justice and Justices of the Supreme Court, the Chairperson and members of the Council of State, the Chief of Staff and senior officials at the Office of the President and prominent personalities and some eminent clergies, the National Chief Imam, the Asantehene, the Government Chair, and some media practitioners are also expected to take the jab of the COVID-19 vaccine today.
Now, away from that, the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Kwesi Amankwa, says government must reconsider continuation of the double-track system in some senior high schools. This follows the suspension of the double-track system employed across the country after the reopening of schools for the 2020-2021 academic year. The green and gold double-track system was introduced by government to enable various senior high schools to take in more students due to infrastructural deficits in the various schools. But announcing the reopening of schools in the country, in an address to the nation, President Akufo-Addo explained that his government has been able to embark on infrastructural development in the various senior high schools, hence the decision to halt the exercise. However, speaking in an interview after the release of the 2020-2021 SHS placement, Professor Amankwa said there must be a reintroduction in at least the country's 50 top schools. He stressed that some of these schools are still oversubscribed, which means a team of these students would be out of school for the academic year in view. Prof. Amankwa mentioned Wesley Girls, Achimota, Agre Memorial, Prempeh College, and St. Rosa's, among others, adding that most of these schools still have a lot of outstanding qualified students. Meanwhile, the Ghana Education Services published the 2020 computerized school selection and placement system into senior high schools and technical and vocational education and training schools. In a statement issued by the service, out of the total number of 533,693 registered candidates, 494,530 candidates qualified to be placed, while 343,264 of the candidates were automatically placed in one of their choice of schools. 151,266 qualified candidates could not be matched with any of their choices. The service has therefore instructed such students to do self-placement to select from available schools. For the 151,266 qualified candidates who could not be matched with any of their selected schools, the Ghana Education Service noted that they will be redirected to the self-placement portal where they will be asked to answer some questions. Now, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has declared Monday, March 8, 2021 a public holiday. This is to commemorate Ghana's Independence Day anniversary, which falls on Saturday, 6th March.
A statement by the Ministry of Interior signed by the Minister-designate, Andrew Derry, noted that in view of the fact that 6th March 2021 falls on Saturday, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, has by executive instrument in accordance with Section 2 of the Public Holidays and Commemorate Days Act 2001-601 declared Monday, 8th March 2021 as a public holiday and should be observed as such throughout the country. Meanwhile, there will be no parade this Independence Day. This follows the suspension of parade as part of activities marking this year's anniversary celebration by President Akufo-Addo. The suspension of parade is to avoid further spread of the deadly COVID-19. Now, in some other news, the two major political parties of the country have committed to preserve the peace in the aftermath of the verdict on the election petition. They have resolved to urge their supporters to exercise restraint and desist from any provocative act that could undermine law and order after Thursday's judgment by the Supreme Court. These commitments were reached at a third consultative meeting by the Ministry of National Security, the National Democratic Congress, and the New Patriotic Party held on Thursday, February 25. The meeting was chaired by Chief of Staff Akosua Frema Osei Opare, with 30 personalities in attendance. Among the personalities were Presidential Advisor on Security, Brigadier General Retired Emmanuel Otre, National Security Minister Designate Albert Kandapa, Interior
Minister-designate Ambrose Derry, Inspector General of Police James Opong Buenu, and Chief of Defence Staff Rear Admiral Seth Amuama. The NDC was represented by former National Security Minister Kofi Totobi-Kwechi, former National Security Coordinator Lieutenant Colonel retired Larry Gbevulu-Late, former Deputy National Security Coordinator Balfour Asasi Jima, and National Vice Chairman Kofi Atto. The NPP was represented by its National Chairman Freddie Blay and General Secretary John Boydu. A communique issued by the Minister-designate for Information Kojo Opon Nkrumah on behalf of the Ministry of National Security said the meeting reviewed security during and after last year's general elections and related matters. They also called for thorough investigations into incidents at Odododiodio, Savlugu, Ablekuma Central, Sefirioso, and Techiman South constituencies. They roundly condemned secessionist activities of the Western Togolad Restoration Front and committed themselves to the maintenance of the territorial integrity of Ghana. These parties embraced the need to continue the political and security dialogue in the best interest of the country.
Meanwhile, the members of the National Democratic Congress on Parliament Appointments Committee rejected the approval of 3 minister-designates and have further held the nomination of 5 other nominees.
The 3 rejected are Kojo Opong Nkrumah, Minister-designate for Information, Hawa Kumson, Minister-designate for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, and Owusu Efriye Akoto, Minister-designate for Food and Agriculture. For Mrs. Kumson, the NDC MPs said she displayed an alarming abysmal lack of knowledge on the sector she was nominated for. The MPs also said she could not provide convincing grounds for the shooting incident during the voter registration exercise in Kaswa on July 20, 2020, even though they acknowledged her belated apology for her reckless, dangerous conduct. This echoed the public reaction to her vetting, which many described as underwhelming. For Mr. Nkrumah, the MP cited a lack of sincerity, among others, on issues concerning the collapse of a microfinance institution he was a major shareholder in. The NDC MPs also feel Dr. Owusu Efriye Akoto fell short of standards of truthfulness in some of his submissions. Aside from the rejected nominations, the consideration of Kweku Ajaman Menu, Minister-designate for Health, Esla Owusu Ekufo, Minister-designate for Communications, John Peter Amewu, Minister-designate for Railways, Kwesi Amoako Arthur, Minister-designate for Roads and Highways, and Godfrey Yeboah-Dam, the Minister-designate for Attorney General and Justice, was put on hold. Sources have said the decision was taken on Monday in agreement with the national leadership of the party.
Now, members of a group calling itself Concerned Farmers Association have threatened to embark on massive demonstration against the minority group in Parliament for rejecting a nomination of the Food and Agriculture Minister-designate. Mr. Owusu Efriye Akoto is among the 3 nominees rejected by the National Democratic Congress members on the Appointments Committee of Parliament.
The association said its members across the 16 regions are planning to hit the streets in protest against what they describe as shocking and unfortunate decision by the NDC side. In a statement issued and signed by its national president, Nana Opambo-Boateng, the group accused the NDC of sacrificing the national interest for their individual interests. According to them, the sector is on its way to recovery thanks to the massive intervention spearheaded by the minister, and therefore any attempt to sabotage him will not be entertained. Members of the association are therefore calling on the NDC to rescind their decision or face their wrath. They observe that if the minority in parliament has the interest of farmers in this country at heart, then they should take a second look at their decision. They further called on well-meaning Ghanaians to join hands in condemning the NDC for their decision to sacrifice competency on altar of personal interest.
And that would be all for local stories. We'll be back with business.
name is Roberta.
And my name is Comfort.
And this is our business,
Idan Snail and Mushroom Farm.
Within HCC, there is a Center for Entrepreneurship, Philanthropy and Ethics for students to bring out their business idea.
Our business idea was snail and mushroom farm because we saw the high demand in snail and the nutritional value of mushroom, and we saw snail as the new gold in West Africa.
We are one of the 20 teams to go after the CEP money to set up our business. Through presentation, pitches, and hard work, we became one of the 8 final teams.
Along with the prize of 15,000 Ghana cedis given to us by the ACC, they also support us with directors who are helping us through mentorship, directing us, coaching us to get our business set. We are hoping by the following year we'll start employing other people outside campus to help us to get hand in hand to expand the business and get moving on. One thing I've learned from ACC is to be, even though there is high rates of unemployment in Ghana, at ACC they train us to become entrepreneurs. So before graduation, you own your own business. This is our business, and now we are waiting to graduate and now employ other graduates to come and work for us.
Welcome back. Let's do some business news. Now, as part of efforts towards improving the operations of businesses within the tourism industry, the Ghana Tourism Authority says plans are underway to address the issue of multiple payments of levies. Some stakeholders have described the situation as a nuisance and are calling on the authority to streamline payment processes.
The Ghana Tourism Authority says it is working to address these concerns. Acting Director of Public Affairs at the authority, Nelson Jones, says he is hopeful that a solution will be found soon. Businesses in the hospitality industry are required to pay about 13 taxes and levies. These include property rate, business operating permits, environmental protection. The process, according to some of these businesses, is very inconveniencing. The Ghana Hotel Association had some time ago called for a single window platform for the payment of all this financial obligation. President of the association, Dr. Edward Akwanyamiki, who made the call in an interview, said the current duplication of processes was tiresome for his members.
Also, Tree Aid, an international development organization working in northern Ghana, has commissioned and handed over 3 shea butter. Its Grow Hope project supported the women's group who has started the construction of the processing centers to complete them and install the necessary equipment to aid in the processing of quality shea butter.
The beneficiary communities are Nyangwa and Biu in the Kasana Nankana Municipal and Chiana Abolo in the Kasana Nankana West District. The project, which started in 2018, is being facilitated by Organization from Indigenous Initiatives and Sustainability, a local NGO which focuses on the environment. It is financially supported from the Jersey Overseas Aid, another NGO. Speaking at the separate commissioning of the project, Mr. Jonathan A. Naba, the country programs manager, Tree Aid, explained that while the women groups began the construction of the processing centers, Tree Aid provided and installed all the necessary processing machinery, including crushers, kneaders, miller, roasters, accessories, and motors for the powering of the equipment. Mr. Naba said the equipment amounted to 108,000 Ghana cedis. He said the Tree Aid also contributed 50% of the cost of extending electricity to the facilities, while the assemblies paid the remaining 50%. Given the background of the project, The country programs manager explained that the Grow Hope project aimed at improving livelihoods and increasing household income from sustainable forest product supplies for 1,508 rural households, targeting about 8,218 people, while reducing the threat to the ecosystems across the two districts. To Orgies Ghana, Tree Aid and its partners for the support and pledged to use the facilities to increase productivity.
And that's how we wrap it up on business. Dennis Abbey will bring you sports.
No. I feel weak and tired.
What's it?
No, this feeling is different.
What's it?
Why better on?
Listen, come here.
Adrenaline, this is the medicine. Your friend Chanka. A man promoting the Bonifagiano and Mokutianawa.
You say what?
This is Chanka.
Drink. Numbi drinking now this year. Yes, that's right.
Chanka.
Yes, Chanka.
I feel good and stronger than before.
I told you, Chanka is our secret.
Chanka. Ebwa wuni pediana manu kutia nyarewa. Taifofa 202. Kutia malaria. Jefaton 202. Ebema wedi diye. FDA arisho ejadi enkra to imaji atumuse eye.
Bedasi. Me come for ya say e dia mouth. Say so watching me ahudro nyina ntimi ka say bamkuro abu. Unim yade aya e ha nanso ne e ha wa ya e tetew no abusua se fe ne yade nko ade a edon ya wo timi nken. Ye hye unkran emfa no bia ya yade no akwa akoduru. Nyakopon adom ubenya yaresa na ada sidie so abafi.
Techaga mo herbal clinic. Me se wan kama wukura. Be damwase.
Good evening. Let's do some sports on the news now with me, Dennis Abbey. And then our first story, Ghanaian giants Accra Hearts of Oak have named Samuel Boadu as their new head coach. The former Mediama boss replaces Serbian Costa Papic, who left the club after just 3 months in charge. Hearts made the long-expected appointment of former Mediama Asokwa Deportivo and Shooting Stars coach official on Monday. The Ghana under-15 coach has signed a 3.5-year deal with the Phobians and has been announced as the new man after a meeting with the club's board chairman Togbe Afede. Samuel Boadu will receive $2,500 as monthly salary and a staggering 70,000 Ghana cedis as enticement fee. He will also receive performance enhancement related bonuses during his stay at the Capital Giant. Still in football, Ghana Premier League side Ashanti Gold Sporting Club is set to announce Roman Foles as the club's new head coach, according to reports.
The Miners recently parted ways with Serbian coach Milovan Sekovic and are in search for a new coach. Sekovic left the club due to health reasons after being off the pitch for close to 2 weeks. Assistant coach Thomas Dia is currently in charge of the team until a substantive coach is appointed. Ashanti Gold has settled on appointing former Bechem United coach from Bechem United in July last year, stating personal reasons. Foles is likely to make a return to the West African country to take charge of Ashanti Gold. Ashanti Gold is currently placed 11th on the league table with 21 points.
That's it on sports with me, Dennis Abbey. AJ Kwanzaa is next with entertainment news.
My name is Patrick and our business is Pezes Farms. When I was doing theology at SBI, the zeal for accounting was also there. So I had the opportunity to go to HCC to pursue a degree in accounting. And that's why I heard about CEP. They came out with an entrepreneurship challenge, and I was so excited because I already have my business plan, and it was a sole proprietorship. So when my friend also came in, we have to change the whole plan to be a partnership. We have to pitch about 5 pages in 3 minutes. And after pitching, they gave us another opportunity to prepare. CEP and ACC does not only give you.
Every musician will be able to give you detailed information about their genre of music because they have no proper knowledge on what exactly they are doing. Asked if he minds helping any of these artists. Not that I don't want to teach them, but I don't think I'm in a very good position to teach them. According to the artist, he's still learning because he believes that no one can ever stop learning. There's always something new to learn. It's not entirely factual as they perceive because the rise of these great personalities, including himself, to greatness were extremely muddy and rough. Speaking in a recent interview, he revealed that he had to sell kenke to take care of himself from primary school to senior secondary level. According to him, he was from a very poor home and was raised by a single mother and later went to live with his grandmother. William Kofi Sapon, a native of Brekum in the Bonnet region, is now one of the most prominent police officers in the country. He is very active and popular in the Ghanaian music industry. He is happily married and father of 2 boys and a girl. With determination, hard work and prayer, he has gone through the ranks and has been promoted to Chief Superintendent of Police, which is one of the topmost positions in the police administration. He has therefore urged the youth not to be discouraged by their current situation, but rather be more determined, dedicated, work extra harder, and believe in the Almighty, and things will completely turn around.
Now, organizers of the Ghana Music Awards USA will on Saturday, April 17th, unveil the nominees for the 2021 edition of the show. According to the organizers, production for the second edition of the event will exceed all expectations. Meanwhile, submissions for nominations will end on March 15th. That's all for Showbiz Tonight. My name is AJ Kwanzaa.
Within the Boache Richard, a school for the Donna FM Obama. Na akwenya mewo a mekire ade o government school no. After school no, mesa ekọ private school ahodo bebre e Kumasi ekọkire ade. Nanso metimi aka with to me and with all authority say enhyehyɛ great dafco edi ago akwam no kama a eboa ema a school for etwa prekope enti bi gina to me so and with all authority recommend great dafco ema obi biara opeso otwa ne ye
adafonom takum yaginu kwakwe no eno ntina great dafco senior high there yes bray na ma results en kasama ya obom so KNUST exit gate ha bray e wa homa trofo eso ne enu be din komo great dafco senior high making people
Now, before we go, let's check out some news on the foreign front. And hundreds of teenage girls abducted last Friday from the boarding school in Jangebe in northwestern Nigeria have been released, and as of Tuesday morning are in the offices of the Zamfara government. The news is according to State Governor Alhaji Bello Matawele, who told the media that a total of 279 kidnapped girls are all accounted for and in good health.
Good news for the country. Nevertheless, This statement contradicts the declaration of 317 missing girls initially communicated by local authorities following their attack, a raid which was the fourth on schools in less than 3 months in the region, where criminal groups known as bandits have been stealing livestock on a large scale and carrying out kidnappings for ransom for over a decade. Zamfara authorities are accustomed to discussing amnesty agreements with criminal groups with whom they have been negotiating for over a year in exchange for the handing over of their weapons. Zamfara officials even negotiated the release last December of 344 abducted schoolboys in neighboring Kachina. At each release, the authorities deny paying any ransom to the kidnappers. However, many security experts have their doubts and fear that this approach could lead to an increase in kidnappings in these areas, which are plagued by extreme poverty and with little or no security.
Now, Zimbabwe's second vice president, Kembo Muhadi, resigned on Monday following local media reports he had engaged in improper conduct, including accusation of sexual impropriety. He said in a letter shared by the Information Ministry that he had decided to step down.
Local media reported he had improper sexual liaison with married women, including one of his subordinates. He denied the accusation a week ago, saying it was of a political plot against him. And I quote, "I am a victim of information distortion and political sabotage," Muhadi said in a letter. He said on Monday he would seek legal recourse. Muhadi was one of the 2 deputies appointed by President Mnangagwa in 2017.
And that would be all for the English version of the news with me, Reward Fahin quickly. Obinche Balfour would bring you a can shortly.
For the past 8 years, Hope College, with its serene environment, coupled with excellent facilities and dedicated teachers, have churned out many successful graduates doing well in universities across Ghana and all over the world. Here are a few.
My name is Regina Mensah Abusi, a fourth-year medical student from the University of Cape Coast. I attended Hope College from the years 2013 to 2016. Hope College was a great preparatory stage for entering the world. It instilled in me virtues such as honesty and integrity, and that has brought me this far. Choose Hope College.
My name is Judith Edem Middleton Dugbe, a second-year medical student of the University of Cape Coast. I completed Hope College in the year 2019. At Hope College, quality-driven education is assured, and the mind is educated as well as the heart. Choose Hope College.
My name is Comfort Ajimandia, a level 200 law student at the University of Ghana. I completed Hope College in the year 2019, and my stay there was a wonderful experience. Apart from the fact that the environment is serene and very conducive for teaching and learning, the teachers are also highly experienced and display an unwavering dedication towards the student's body. This dedication is not limited to classroom activities only, but extends to the social, emotional and psychological life of the students through mentorship programs. The idea of schooling is not based on only academics, but includes the preparation of students for the battle ahead. In this vein, Hope College promises to equip each student to face the realities of life. Choose Hope College.
The parents of our students, both past and present, are equally satisfied and proud.
My name is Professor Kwadwo Apiejetia. I'm Assistant Professor of Law at the University of Ghana. I had the privilege of enrolling my son Yao at Hope College, and I considered it a blessing because he came out as a well-rounded person in terms of his behavior, how to even do chores at home, and the commitment to his studies. I chose Hope College because I believed in the principle of being raised in a close-knit Christian environment, where Christian ethics are used as a principle to discipline students and train them to become useful citizens for Mother Ghana and of course for themselves as well. Yao embodied those qualities when he came out of Hope College. And so I consider it as one of the top-notch secondary schools in the country that people should be willing to enroll their students in. So choose Hope College.
My name is Mrs. Sarah Ansan, the headmistress of Sakumono Complex 2 JHS. And my daughter is Ekwia Ohiniwa Ansan, a second-year student of the college reading General Arts. I chose Hope College simply because in terms of academic excellence, I think Hope College is one of the best, if not the best, because they've not been in the system for quite a long time, but their track record is something that we can boast about. I will encourage every parent who wants their child to go to a private SHS and make it to choose Hope College.
My name is Fred Asari. I am the founding headmaster of Hope College and currently the group managing director of Village of Hope. For character, scholarship, service and leadership, choose Hope College for the education of your child.
Admission in progress. Locate Hope College in Gomwafete behind the Village of Hope campus. Visit www.vohgroup.org or call 020 023 7175 0248 748944. Hope College. Character, scholarship, service, leadership.
Ghana adeshimama yamama two amaha sonko edmoba 2 TV akan keseboso ebra so sekesebo ayensa aka omamu ena amone nasamufo asemu yede ebeson yen ahwefo ansane hwe akan kesebo die edimu akotini bi empanifo a eda appointment committee ano ewo mehebedwefie eda atudwa se enya dia enokre sesabre aswafo miansa na adadankwa ekufu ado abomdin someye aswafo no wanyade a on ebeji wonum atumu sala anase kopiemu ewo France abochimemu a omampani dada sabe womudo no akoto afiase emfie miansa esan eneme bia oyeye enti ansana yebekọ kesebo na nkasa no yenhwe aboafo a wonom ena asoya sena ene adwumrei omoboya ne yede akan kesebo ede abre Heritage Kids and Credit eto ensa ede afre obi biala owo pe se okọ suapon mu ekosua ade ba ko a ema Heritage Kids and Credit eda sonko ene se wonom eboa won asuafo ema wonom etime de omonsa eye adwuma wo bla omo ebewie school no na wonom ekuta bibia omde kofie akobo omablabo adenti ena ondutu mirika emfa wani enkyere Heritage Kids and Credit sene bia betumi aboa wo ama watimi akyere wodayeso ase St. Cola's School of Nursing eto ensa afro se obibiala opese obomoden na osua nursing adwuma sabi wonum abie wonum epono ade ato ho a omoto nsa ade afre se bomoden efa wani ekire aparaku botiano sane beya odayeso ebetima bam nam so ama wonso watumi ababeye nurse no ebi Taifofa Company Limited eto ensa ade afre se sabi wodi enu afufuro bi abegu dwaso a ye fe no chanka asa dwei eboa ama otumi eboost immune system sane bia obetumi ati ebi atomo sanse nipa de obode ene oredi enitanti na etwase yetumi eti ebito nti pitomika efa wani ekire Taifofa Company Limited sabi omode edro mama so abetudwa chanka herba medicine ebetumi aboa ama wonso watumi atibi atom we ye jenka to abaye ba ye de akan kesebo mu enkyeremu ebegu edwam
edua we a esi ho se obia pant me sheda mfa ewum bo mo ama se ebebu a esi ho afi bo eni na tene se omo aware no ewo ho saa afi bo bia otu di show dan mo a se na ya sensen edua oba ni ba omo akabo mo bompa kyerɛ sɛ onu yiri so mu wɔ hɔ a otimi kabo ma mo yɛ de bɔ mpai
na akuaba ni bi wɔ hɔ a na ewu fie ɛnde yɛtwa mo gya gu so ɛno no deɛ ɛne ne me tumi wom ɛno no na yɛbɔ fa
wei wo pagye watare na de hyɛ watare na kyise ya
saa kɛkɛ
wo yam hwie sɛ deɛ bɛn ya wonyi mfiri hɔ a wonne da
Abusua yaje ebre na yenyi aku emfa enwu awiem sene aboa sansa kokochiraka eje mfre ewo ewiem no empanifo a onom na eda appointment committee ano ababonten ade abetu edwase enye no kreda se ensem a enam abefontenta so echem se asofo miensa bia Ghana mampani nana adodankwa akufu ado abo ndin se omeye asofo ewo mema no appointment committee sabe onom akugya onom ato baby empanifo a onom na eda appointment committee ano ababonten ede abetu dwase enye no kreda se ensamtwerefo ensam a onom edenam fram mu eka se appointment committee abo eye enipa nana adodankwa akufu ado abo wondin se omeye asoafo ewo tiasma Ghana mu no abo ato agu asabre enya de a onom ebema kwan ama sabre ombetimi ababeye asoafo ewo oman mu empanifo asabre ni nam fram mu se omanfo abo wonom ede ato agu eye osoafo a na anka obehwe eye dawboso ewo memu mekire owura kwadwo opon enkroma ena bio osoafo a obehwe eye kuayoso owura doctor owusu afriye akoto ena afi osoafo a obehwe empataye so ene aquaculture so ewura Mavis Hawakumsen enkra no ekoso ekyiremu se enya de a asamo asabre enenam mframemu no enokra biawo ni sent Ghana for emungu enam so ama sabre ensamo a edi ahim no banu dani ema appointment committee a ewo mrehye bedwafie owura Joseph Osei owusu ede ato edwase sansemi ensamo a sebi mpredwasa enya de a enokra bia ewom ena bio eye appointment committee eni tumi se onum ebesi osoafo bia kwan nemum eye mrehye bedwafo enyina asade se onum ebesi obi kwan anase omu ensu ne kwan enam so ama owura Joseph Osei owusu ede atutuo ama appointment committee fo enyina se obi biara enhwe na no kasa yese ne beya obi MPA enko abonten enko ka ensamo sabre appointed committee for AC hu ginaye se ebasa nanam so toto won adwuma omo ye no ase ene senti obi biala obo sa committee so no emomoden hu kwampa obetumi afaso aboa se ne beya enyema omo ye anadwumadi a omudie di aboa tiasema Ghana no enyema nyina ebetumi afa ne kwanso se ne beya omafo so ede enidia ese efata ebemo mehye bedwafo ene dead jeyi otumfo osetutu ababio ene ne hokafo Lydia Julia sabe onkopie mu ewo asopitia onso ekwaje vaccine yibia enam so ama sabe ayasapa enam so ema enchirima so ebehwe esua enida ena Ghana mampani nana adodanka akufu ado ene ne hokafo ekopie mu ewo 37 aresabia ekwowo sa panie bi na enu echi no omampani abedi ekire owura Mahamadu Bawumia ene ne hokafo so ekopie mu ewo 37 aresabia nanam so ema wom so ewo panie bi eno ene nam so ama ene nana osetutu amponyinamoa osetutu nyamekese osetutu awofiri wonyina seyase krobia sante kotokɔhene wotumfo osetutu ababio enso ekire ne bobre ekire ewiase enyina ene Ghana ma enyina se bedi akon edin efata na efata no akono enye akwankwanua so ene se ewiase nso mpani se ode hye anko a akoa adwane enam so ama ne krobia sante kotokɔhene ono nso akɔpa ne bia edi adanse se die amanfo enam ewiase ana be fontentan so ekase sa vaccine eye kotobekuma no eye ade a eye hodo sema ne senti etwa se omanfo nyina ebo edugo eno enanam so amasa bra otumfo osetutu otekokọ so ekopie mu a ye wo ne pane no enya ade a oka eje ana wimpo eno na sabre abeda adu se sania amanfo mpo kase pane ano ya no enya ade a enokure bia ewom ne senti ne twa se ebra Ghana empanifo etu anamo na obi biala akire ne bobre etu esapa akire se onum eya kanifo mapai yene a yedi won machin so ne twa se yetumi bɔ modern sania beya yebetumi edi wanamo che sanse tie watu anamopa ana etu anamo edinachi enam so ama Ghana Medical Association banu deni Dr. Frank Ano Ankobia etu omanfo efose etwa se yekai ehunu se sebi mpredwasa vaccine enye se bia wo ya na yade COVID-19 efre so na mum etwa se omanfo tumi kai ehya nso na bio eniema apomden ene aban ede agu akwanso no yebetumi ede agu kwanso ne yesu edi so pepepe se ne yebetumi akon etia yade COVID-19
we abusunya yeda so ejina vaccine ensempani aka ato se wafo eje asra na wanyi bia yese omore ewu enam so ama omampani dada owura John Dramani Mahama woni no kafo Lordina Mahama enso akopiemu ewe police hospital wono so akwaje vaccine bi nanam so eye sapa ede ama afoforo enso
omampani dada John Dramani Mahama ene ne ho kafo Mame Lordina Mahama nso akwakopiemu ewo police hospital ewo enkrapomponi mantemu ewo bra sabre omonso akwakwo vaccine panie ni bi ede ebo ho ban age wo ho afiri yade COVID-19 asabre edi tintima na ekoso ede adehye etoa nanonom ewo ensedo empani aka atoa se wafo eje asra na wankwa ankoji bia yese omawre ewu enam so ama na omampani dada John Dramani Mahama enso etoa namon akwakwo da ne ho adi akire omanfo enyina se ono nso ewo adwempa ewo matia seman Ghana a etwa se ono nso owo nipa edi nachie anunti ono so ede akwakoye ensa na ho ede akire won kire ne chitafo enyina se omunyina enfo omunhyem sane ebeya ebetumi akon etia yade COVID-19 ewo bra sabre ewiase afa na enyina etu anamo ede vaccine ebo mo ban ewo gidie se vaccine so ebetumi aboa akon etia yade COVID-19 enam so ama former ambassador Emma GAVI Alliance ede ato edwa se owogidie awohyemuye ato nanum tuo akire adasama enyina se vaccine ebetumi aboa ama yetumi akon etia yade COVID-19 na etwa se omanfo nyina etimi sore waka na enyina etumi etu anamopa edi mpanifo anamopa omatu yachi na enyina yetumi kowo panye yi biesa ne beya yebetumi akon etia yade COVID-19 esanse sabri se wohwe kwanya enipa pi efa so eto ananom ewonsedo ewo yade COVID-19 mu a ebra vaccine aben yenyina yenitwi enye trede sane beya ebetumi aboa ni aboa tiasema Ghana sanse wiase empenise wonsom odi enipa na eye ne senti ne twase omanfo nyina etumi kaisha nso na yade ho eje vaccine enroyimu sane beya ebetumi akon etia yade COVID-19
abusunya yetoa akan kese bonoso Ewura amasawa ne kwetete a oye twetwefo pani ema Ghana Commission for UNESCO ede ato edwa Ghana fo enyina enim se omanfo enhwenie ewo bra sabe ye kasa etoto nase ewo bra ne mofra ewo fie empo ye nkyere wonom ye kasa ye nananom edi eja ye eho
Ewura amasawa ne kwetete a oye twetwefo pani ema Ghana Commission for UNESCO ede ato awofo enyina enim se awofo emomoden se womankasa ede wonkasa ebekire womade chense da ne da no yeto yankasa ye kasa etotwene baabi na yekofa amanfoforo so kasa ene epese yemai esua awura amasewa ni kwetete ekoso ede todwa se ewomu se ehuhia se yebesua afoforo anase amanfoforo so kasa de nenso eno so enkire se sebi mpredwasa yentena se na yema yankasa ye kasa yedi edi dwuma se efri yananonom ya petiwa penso sine no yebe toton asiye ewura amasewa tete ekoso ede etutuo ema awofo enyina se ekoba se yentumi amfa yankasa ye kasa ni dwuma eno enema ya amamre ene abakosem etimiyira esanse sebi mpredwasa obi a also daye no ode ne krom kasa ene kyerase ne senti ne twase obi biala ebetumi abomoden na ne ma wawo mo ewatiasema Ghana mu no yebetumi ede yenkasa ye nananom edija yen ebetumi eja yenkyirima nanam so ama wonom so ebetumi ama wonananom nanam so amama yetumi epem akoye nemu nanam so ebema omen ebetumi akoye Obabia wanya mfishia aduanan akopiemu ewa Accra Circuit Court. The senti enesesabre akodada obadwa dini bia wakodi ne nsam sika kese na ohye ne bose enka wode sadin 20-foot container ebekwa kwama na so kowiase aye hwebua esemo enamso amasabre wakopiemu ewa asem nibie. Obabia wanya mfinhia aduanan akopiemu ewa asem nibie. The senti enese wakwaji dwani babi sika a sabe sika no esom 125,000 Ghana cedis ya ohye ne bose enka wode 20-foot container ebebre no ewo bra wode sadin ahye emu ema ewra bella dede kwashi echire ninsemu echire eye asenibia ese die enamso amasabre enyama akon atia eno enese wadane sika ne konta ekwahye adwumadie bim eno enamso amasabre akoye ohaw kese abeda no so a bosha ohye se adwadini wantumi eniso ebra okopiemu ewa asemnibia no okoso ede kire eye atemufo a na wote adwamu ese sebi mpredwasa na enye boapaye bi se ofa kwan bi so senka wode ne befa kuntuna ase nemom oye na adwen se enka odan ne nsa kakra eno enamso ema sabre ama nisikasam akwakodi ensenseme enkra no ekoso echemu se osan sika bi mpo ema no se enka onkonko yi se ne beya obetumi ede ate ne kade so bia na se sika no eye 1000 Ghana cedis nanso ebra dwadini ekopiemu ewo sika krabia no na enya dia sa ewura dede ewo sika etesa ewo ho eno enamso ema piemu a otena eye asemiso ewo Accra Circuit Court ede tu edwase sabre se die obema ne bear nanso obejino sika eye 200,000 Ghana cedis na bio ode nipa amiensa ababe ginemu sane ebeya ebre pem omsa bedin hyemu a wode ababe piem na omatimi akoso aka asem no na baabia esese asem etwa no onom etumi akoso abusunya ebre asonse yade abkansie ho ensem ebedan ewo bra sabre Accra folk ene aboase Ashanti Gold sabe onom enya coach foforo sabe yetonsa afre Saint in Sports Richard Asa na odin chichimu a ese efata ede abedom yen ahwefo.
Yakosama obibia akwaba eba akan kese boso embre ewie se yede agudie mu nsem ebedan yahwefo na yehyaase ya na yehyaase ewo yankasankasa yendie mu na eno ena yebesom ewo Accra House Folk akache na enche bia ena Accra House Folk wone costarding package eye wo manager etumi edi impepa ma eno so na akwai arosem ede ama boboku no na no ena ende da ya me no kasai Accra House Folk etumi assign Samuel Buadu se ombra no me head coach enfama boboku no se Ghana fo nyina beka ya enche bia ena arehosem etumeto Accra House Folk boboku no na eno ena insem bebre etumi epiepiem o kache na de edimu akotene ebi ni se Serbian international coach nidin ede costarding package otumi ene Accra House boboku no edi inspire mo eno so na akwai arosem ede ama Accra House Folk boboku no eno ena wadi team ne ema Samuel no ya okita team no enkakran won etumi eyi Samuel Buadu a ono obeba na obe head coach ede ama Accra House Folk boboku no eno ena se yehwema papa we na ankana no na mediama asokwa Deportivo ena Shooting Stars honum ena papa we anase teams we ena papa we tumi akochi na yeba na international level no so a Ghana under 15 coach no otumi ekita side bia no honum a eno so enye asem ketwa na papa we no impeinfu anase one Accra House Folk etenase no sika busumi bia obeji egu ni bottom no 2,500 Ghana US dollars a eno so enye asem ketwa ewo honum na de eka no enticement fee no 70,000 Ghana cedis eno so papa we ebetumi agi egu ne kotokuma eno so enye asam ketwa e ho na se yehwemu nso a na anso ho no ma se eba ne se papa yi otumi e de Accra House of Boboku no e wini matches bi a eno so bonus wo ho no ma wosan e de be papa we a eno so enye asam ketwa kra wo ho no na nya Accra House of Folk empire wo bo nyina ne se e wo mu se papa no nwa yi ni se ombra no be head coach enfama Boboku no na ombeboa ona eni suade hunu a esimu enu se obeba na wo obeboa ona wo age eye Ghana Premier League no etumi abamusa
yawo coach hu ensensem no na no adai na Ashanti Gold wonso wotumi ne won head coach ono na okita team no wotumi enso enene pipe ma na coach epache se na ne ho egogo ne kakranti okọ na wakoje aya so ne mpeyifo etena se na wokọ benkrom na entiase ye adwuma na coach eja ehokọ na eno na assistant coach Thomas Dia ono na okita eye team na team no so ode won edi dwuma sene fata na anu adai na Ashanti Gold etumi ene eye Bechem United former coach ne dinde eye Roman Force one na akasa eduati pa awo edu 90 ma se ende oti se papa yi eba no obeye coach ede Ashanti Gold ema no enye ho
sebe kaya enche bia na the Serbian coach ne dinde Milovan Sekovic oni Ashanti Gold Boboku no entemu etete na nyina ne se na papa na che se ne ho ento no ana se na pomudi na enkoye enti ojae dwumade no ato ho no na wakohwe na pomudi na bibi biara akoso eye ede ama no ma oni mpemfo etena se ema bibi biara etumi eye dwuma na se enti ase etumi eye dwuma ewo sa kwan so na eno na assistant coach ani dinde Thomas Dua ono na okita eye Ashanti Gold Boboku ya abepem wende na eno na Ashanti Gold enkra ebobo fi o akache eba and then say Bechem United former coach ni din Roman Force ono na impemfo enene akasa sisia na awedu 90 ma papa no obetumi abaye anaso oba abaye Ashanti Gold head coach na eno so enye asemketo na yebekaya Frenchman ni din Roman Force na papa no na one Bechem United ena edi wonkwe na eno na last year no July honum baby na one Bechem United entem titi eno so no ocho letter erekoma Bechem United Boboku na eno so enchirase etumi eye adwuma bibi biara etumi ekoso ye ewo honum na eno na papa no nkra eba na se Ashanti Gold eno no akasa edu echiri ye pa awo edu 90 ma se wote se papa no watumi assign ama se ombra na ome Ashanti Gold Boboku no head coach eno so no ema no enye ho
yefi yankasa yendie mu no na yebedan ni akire amano na yakwa amano no dia na siwia no matches bi etumi etoto dwa na eno na Torino wonso wotumi eto ensa efre Boboku an drindi Lazio na wode akensi ahye so na old ladies wonso wone Spurs yanso de akensi ahye so ameno kasai 0-0 na aha na yede kase ebo no nyina ebesi mia mede kase ebo yi mede ho chia me ye frame Isa Richard Abetumi aframe the Saint Sports mejemu ama honorable Obinche bafo na ode kase ebo nkai ni nyina ato so amai
Ebusuya ya mama kwaba amatna sesronkon ye de asida PCA Emma Richard Aisa Saint in Sports say ode akofama so nsem ebedan ye am yehu de ekotwi ebebrama enyala ni senti sabe yemfa emomram ewo anichie ekwan so Ghana ni ablante Nana Yaw Benson odu Boaten ne ntanwudin ene funny face ede abeto edwase sabe sedie wasa aba social media so ebe na otwe emienu ebra sabe onum edekoto Sakati Hospital no ontumi mie pie ye afei enwa pie na asamwa ode ato edwan se nenum bi ebepie na wone ablante Kasra sabe na chiri kwan ayira no na ebubom atwa enwom
Ghana Brantia woyi sresem na yaw Benson Oduro Boaten a dodo na freno funny face asaba social media ne so biom kaswa trotro sin yifo yi echo break wana otwe mienu a atwemu yayi funny face obi a odi na agro e wo social media so pa yi America kra atwemu yayi ofanko circuit court ehye se onfa ne nko Accra Psychiatric Hospital adwemo yaresabia na onkoso ne nhwe funny face ekotna yaresabia na otwe polepole mienu na osan ababium no funny face e dia video a edikan abatudwa okoswa ekirese waye klado se obayi nyum bi apue funny ekirese nyumtuni Castro a mfie bebreni a obia ne ne chekwan no eya dia Castro beficha no ewo ne nyum fufura obabeda ne di so okoswa e dia betudwa se wabefie asomdwemu eya dia ne nyum yi beyo do nyum a edemufua wa afe 2021
Ebusia yenyina eye Castro enwusu na yemfa bodabum enti se aboa okodia ne hwen sentemu enko amane se yetudia na yede yani ekopiemu ewo French abrochimemu court batan a ewo Franceman abrochimemu sabe onum ahyese onum emfa omampani dada owura Nicolas Sarkozy enkoto efiase esanse sabe wadi anyambrasema etwase onum edene koto efiase enfie miensa
French mampani dada Nicolas Sarkozy enya koduo se wonkoda enfiase enfi polepole miensa esanse we katahye ene proye enipa mienu a woka ne huni de ya twe won asen wo bra wo hunu se wo yese wo tua ademuje ediama court magistrate senior beya obekata proye nsem a wo de ato ne so eso ono ena ye French mampani dada wodi kan a wanya koduo kase sei magistrate na waji ademuje yi ni lawyer dada wo mu mienu enya asotwe a eyepe judge penia wo Paris court e dia betodwa se ebeye se Sarkozy betina fi afe baako wo bra electronic tag bebo ne nsa anani nan ho judge no koso akan se enu beboa ma eni edi nachi chese obekọ mfiase
we ebusia aha ene bre ebeme kwan me de akan kesebo ababisie ansana no yenhwe akan kesebo yi de na edimu akwetene bi empenifo a eda appointment committee ano ababonten e de abetu edwase enye no kreda se nipa emiensa Ghana ban abowondin se omeye asoefo no appointment committee ahuja wonom ato baby Sara ena ituamika eko Franceman ehonso ekun se eye Franceman eye omoma mpani dada sabi se omdo no akoto efiase enfie emiensa we abusia empani se obrisan ebetwa esubonti a ne frige bisan kase boy eye aboafo bi ene so ya sen ema yetimi duru san pempenso ni senti yafa aseda piesie ema on se ne be yon bekoso aso ye na sen na eye omdia na eye Heritage Christian College ewo Amasama Stadium dano echipe empani se enye danta ene danta ne de dama ebo ano enye suapon eni suapon ni suapon a ubetumi awie school na wanya adwuma ye na no ene Heritage Christian College omo da ye son se osuafo biala obebe school ebra odi wadi sua ebebe awie no enya afei ena opapa ana maame ekoma sika ede akoto adwane de ni senti tutumrika na fa wani eche Heritage Christian College wa Amasama Stadium dan echipe sanya be ya betumi aboa wo ama wo dachen eso etimi SCP esita Sana ana St. Cora School of Nursing sabe wonom ewa apreku botiano to nsafre obibiala owani gie na osondaye no hu se daachi bi anka obeye nurse wase obrenu anie ne senti tutumrikai na efa wani kire eye St. Cora School of Nursing said ye beya udaya son ebetumi abemu Typhofa Company Limited to nsa ade afre Ghana for enyina se ebra sabre ensuo etoto na sabre etiridie edi ahim no sabre ene nipa enum eto ne senti won akofa aduro bi ababonten a yefon chanka herbal medicine eno ana ebeboa wo ama atimi boost immune system said ye beya obetumi eto ebi eto onum enoti tutumika efa wani ekire Tafofa Company Limited na koche ye chanka herbal medicine bi na emoa ema wonso wapomuden etumi enwie peye we abusua mia ene anwumde bi chebre ede account kesebo ebrewo eye amansan sonfo oben chei bafo memamo ne hwa enyado.
Your daughter?
No, that's not possible. My daughter's asleep, and I know that because I kissed her goodnight almost 2 hours ago.
When are you and Mommy coming home?
There are times when we make history.
It doesn't matter. You're going to be asleep by then, right?
And there are times when history makes us.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, little P.
To ensure you that the same American dream, shared by our fathers, our mothers.
It's weird. Yeah, ours just went black too.